So good morning, sir. I'm Jashwant Kumar M of registration number 19MS0364. So as part of the digital assignment 2, I am giving this presentation. So for this presentation, I opted for the topic OMT, Object Modeling Technique, which was developed by the James Ramboff. So before going into the OMT, I will just give a short outline. So in this presentation, we are going to discuss what is OMT, why we use OMT, what are the phases of OMT, like what are the parts of OMT, and what are its representation, how these parts of the OMT got represented by the respective UML diagrams. So what is OMT? So before going into the OMT, I will give a short note on object-oriented methodologies. So object-oriented methodologies are new way of system development approach. They will encourage and facilitate the reuse of software components. Object-oriented methodology asks the analysts to determine what are the responsibilities and relationship, what are the responsibilities of the objects, what are the objects in the requirements, and what are the relationships of an object having with the other objects, and how they behave over the time. So likewise these object oriented methodologies deal. So in object oriented methodologies we have three types: object modeling technique, object process methodology, rational unified process, OMT, OPM, and RUP. So for this presentation, I opted for OMT as I said before. So object modeling technique is a method for analysis, design, and implementation by an object-oriented techniques. So this OMT is fast and initiative approach. So in this OMT, classes, attributes, methods, associations, etc. can be expressed easily. So moving forward, why we use it? Like OMT allows us to test the physical entities before itself, like before the construction of them, before the construction of the product. So, and it makes the communication easier with the customers. And to present the information in an alternate way, it will reduce the complexity of the software. It makes us to penetrate into the deep of the software. Like it helps us to increase the flexibility of the software, and it helps to reduce the and to solve the real world problems. So coming to the phases of OMT. Like there are four phases of OMT. They are analysis, systematic design, system design, object design, implementation. So analysis is the first phase of OMT methodology. The aim of the analysis phase is to build a model of the real world situation to show its important properties and domain. This phase is concerned with the preparation of the precise and correct modeling of the real world. So system design, the second one. The system design phase comes after the analysis phase. In system, like the system design phase determines the overall system architecture using subsystems, concurrent tasks, and data storage. Object design. Here in the object design, the implementation plan is developed. Object design is concerned with fully classifying the existing remaining classes, associations, attributes, and operations necessary for implementing a solution to the problem. And in the implementation phase of the OMT is nothing but a matter of translating the design into a programming language. Like here we develop the code like this. It is important to have a good software engineering practice so that the design phase is smoothly translated into the implementation phase. So coming to the parts, there are three parts of OMT modeling as we represented here. They are object modeling, dynamic modeling, functional modeling. So object modeling will represent the statistic, structural, and data aspects of the system, whereas dynamic modeling represents the temporal, behavioral, and control aspects of the system. And functional model represents the transformational functional aspects of the system. So coming to the representation, we use class diagram for object modeling, state chart diagram for state transition diagram for dynamic modeling, and a DFD diagram for functional modeling. So object modeling. Um, so this is the representation of object modeling for ordering system. This object model describes the structure of the object, the relationship of one object with the other object. Object modeling, like it can either be represented by class diagram or an object diagram. But here we opted for class diagram. Class diagram uh, describes all possible objects belonging to the class. It contains the attributes, operations, and listed here. Like here, the class names are like customer, order, stock, and product. And it contains the For example, if we consider customer, we have customer ID, customer name, and the operations are add customer, edit customer, and delete customer. Likewise, we have for the classes order, stock, and product. So coming to the dynamic modeling. So dynamic modeling consists of states, transitions, events, and actions. It concerns with the time and sequencing of operations of object. So this dynamic modeling is represented by state transition diagram. This is also the this is also is the state transition diagram for the order processing system. So initial state we enter the system and then we will raise the request and that means we will send the order request and then we will select the whether it is normal order or special order and then the order confirmation will take place and then the order will be dispatched. This is the states. Like for example, if we consider the enter system, here we stay idle. This is the initial state of the object. Intermediate state is the send order request and the transition here is the action. So, and finally, functional modeling. It describes functional modeling. It describes how object collaborates with other in order to achieve the behavior of the system. It describes how the object collaborates with other in order to achieve the behavior of the system. So, this functional modeling is represented by the DFD. So, DFD allows DFD is nothing but data flow diagram. DFD allows it allows us to show the flow of data between different processes in a business. So this is the zero level DFT of the order processing system, and this is the first level DFT of the order processing system or either on order managing system. So this is the object modeling technique which was introduced by the James Ramboff. Thank you, sir.